Welcome to the Nexus Unloaded podcast. This is Will Crozier.
And I'm Zac Congonis. We are here to bring you the best solutions to your lifting problems. Through our real-world experience, we hope to break things down in a digestible, applicable, and entertaining way.
Okay, hello.
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 I'm back again. We're back again. Technical difficulties. Love this.
Always.
Yes. All right, back on the podcast. Everyone's missed me. I've had a few messages, people saying that they want me back in this.
No, you haven't.
Who specifically?
I'm not naming names. I don't do that. I don't call people out. Actually, I do.
They asked to remain private, clearly, for no reason.
Anonymous. Okay, so let's get into today's episode. Obviously, short episode planned for today. We have some big news, a big announcement.
Short and important podcast warning for everybody.
Very important podcast.
Just put a trigger warning at the start of it.
Yes, all right.
Trigger warning for all the feels.
Emotional roller coaster today, highs and lows. All right, so yes, thank you for joining in today's episode. Obviously, big announcement, sad announcement for us. The word I used previously was Zac was very chuffed with himself, but he disagrees. He disagrees.
Again, chuffed is the wrong word.
Zac, you can't make wrong word corrections.
That is very fair.
But yes, very big news, and that is that Zac has lodged his resignation with us here at Nexus Performance. So it's been a very, I don't even know the word to describe it. It's been very hard news for us to hear and then obviously share with all of your own clients and the team and now obviously share publicly here on the social platform. But I guess the resignation has come for a very exciting time for you moving forward, obviously doing your own thing, but very sad news for us in the sense that, you know, it's been an incredible 6 years, and I don't know many people that can actually say they've had a family member, is what I would classify you as, more than a colleague or a staff member or a coach or anything like that. You are part of the family here, and have been for the last 6 years, and that's you're very valued and important to us, and obviously it's really hard and sad to see you go. But like I said, we're very excited for you. And when we were calling and speaking to all of your clients, informing them of the news, the main thing that kind of came up was like proud mum, proud dad moment. Like, it's really sad for us. And obviously the shock and surprise that they all had was actually really, really hard to kind of work through ourselves and just onboard all of these emotions from people. But obviously we are very proud of you, and it is something that we take a lot of pride in the sense that, you have the confidence to go off and do this on your own. And that we've, I guess, allowed your identity and your personality to show through in your coaching over these last few years. And it's very exciting for us to see you go off, fly your little wings, and
the baby bird has left the nest.
The baby bird has left the nest. So, bringing you on board at the ripe old age of 18 and not telling anyone your age.
Barely legal.
For many years. I don't want to say many years, but for a period of time there, because obviously we saw greatness in you, and we're very excited to, I guess, hear about your new journey moving forward, and what that may look like for you. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the last couple of months, I would say, have been the most stressful of my life.
Yeah.
Just generally thinking through what I wanted and where I want to be moving forward into the future. And honestly, if I didn't come on board, I don't think I'd still be in the industry or doing this, just because the amount of time that it's taken me to actually be like, oh fuck, I reckon I could do this. I wouldn't have been able to do without both of you. And is it like to anybody who asked, it's pretty much Will and Mickey the adoptive parents. Because like you said, because how long was I coaching of you, Will, before I came on board? I was under 18.
Yeah. I thought you meant in terms of time because I can't even remember, but it was a while.
Like you coached me for like a year or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was around a year or so, and then we obviously got along really well, had a lot of similar ideas. One thing that I look for in clients, like that I kind of, I don't know how do I say it, but one thing that I find really good with clients isn't just like their ability to do the work. Like I don't want to just give you a program, you go away, you just do the work, and then you get results. Yeah, everybody wins. Like that's a fine relationship, but I much prefer like a very involved relationship where the other person, like we've been talking about in previous weeks, is autonomous and has thinks about things and questions things that are going on, asks why. And you were always a person during that initial year that was asking a lot of questions, but not just like, what is this? But like good questions around like, around why we were doing things and how we were doing things and the application of it.
You're very inquisitive.
Which I think is a fantastic trait as a coach, because not everything you have to do it a certain way in this industry. You can being creative in the industry, both in programming, technique, just getting results in general, is a really powerful tool because not everybody enjoys the same shit. So if you just do it the same as everybody else, it can be quite limiting in your beliefs. So like that creativity, that that being inquisitive side of you was kind of the thing that appealed to me. And then when it was time to expand as a company, because it was just me and Mickey at that point, you were the first person. You were the first person that came to mind, and you were the first person that
we brought on board.
That we brought up to. So
yeah.
And I think at that point you were, I forget what you were doing. What was your job before that?
You didn't have a job.
I was working at my parents' cafe.
Oh, that's right.
And just starting to like PT friends.
And you're a uni student. Yeah.
I was an average uni student, a barista, and giving my friends free PTs.
Yeah. Which is honestly a great business. Yeah, that's where everybody should start. Is just fucking giving out free advice and seeing if shit works.
Yeah.
But then I remember when we offered it to you, you were like, yes, like let's do this. Like let's bring this, let's make this happen. Which is great. And then the first few years, like Mickey said, and like you said, even just finding your confidence, finding your identity, finding who you were, continuing to be inquisitive, doing educational courses, both like just mentoring stuff, but just, straight theory education type stuff. And then between me and you, we're always kind of, I feel like
challenging each
other, bouncing ideas about what could work in terms of just the business and the services and how we could get more value and results for people, but then also just, ideas around programming and different things. And I feel like we've gone in many different directions, but it's with that side of things. But obviously as of late, as we've been discussing in the podcast, you've kind of obviously stepped away from powerlifting. We have since it's been a while now, but it's still but from a competitive self point of view. But even after that, you still continue to train it for a bit, and then obviously still coach some clients in that regard, but now more so headed into, as of late, weightlifting and S&C and all these different fields, and bringing knowledge from all these different fields and different educators to what is like your system now.
Yeah, and I think that ability to smush those new things into it, be happy and okay to move away from powerlifting and learn those new things, is kind of a testament to how you guys have kind of run things. Like at no point during being a part of the team was I forced to be a mini Will. And I think that's something that a lot of companies will try and do, and is trying to standardize each coach to reflect the service. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with trying to make everything as standardized
That's
as
a business
possible.
model. Yeah.
It's a great business model, but I think there's an immeasurable amount of value in just letting people do what they do well. And that's something that you encouraged me from the early days, not just to be, hey, this is how Will does things, do it this way. It's like, hey, you have valuable insights. And that's something that took a while to actually feel confident with, to be like, oh, this is my idea of it, and this idea has value, and it's taken 6 years.
Well, I think also what you said there, like, be confident in what you do know and what you are, or whatever, but also try things that you're not so good at, aka speaking and things like that. Like, I think if we did the podcast in year 1, it would have been an absolutely garbage fire, and nobody would listen to it for both of us. I'm talking about. So both come a long way in that front. And I remember both of us forcing you to do Instagram lives to try and get.
Oh, I hated that so much.
Yeah, but it works, right? It fucking works.
Just forcing you out of comfort zones to, I guess, foresee like future growth and development, and really allow people to actually see who you are and what you know and how you can help. So it's not like nudging you to help us, but nudging you to help yourself, you know what I mean? And your own personal development. So yeah, like I said, we're very excited and we're very happy and we're very proud of you. But I feel like, I don't know, is there any, like, I feel like there's more that you need to say and share throughout, like, breaking this news and how you mentioned it's been a really stressful and hard few months and stuff like that.
Yeah, like, I mean, part of the only reason why I wanted to move on and start my own thing is just because I felt ready. There wasn't a point at which I was slowly starting like, oh, I don't like how this is happening. I don't like this. Like, seeing how the business has grown for you guys since it was just you, me, and Will. For when did we hire Jack?
2020, Jack came on board as the strength coach.
So it was just you, me, and Will for 3?
Yeah, it was at
years,
least,
yeah.
I think.
At least 3 years, yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, Jack came on board. Then in the following 3 years, how many do we have now?
12.
So it's
not
shot
coaches,
up.
different roles.
Different roles,
but still, 12 people under the banner. And watching that growth kind of sparked me to say, fuck, if you don't start now, if it's something that you actually want, in 6 years you could have something like that. And just watching how you guys have built it and how it's shone through and showed me, hey, I can make a bigger impact on the industry doing something myself and having the confidence to do that. It really excited me. And like you said, when you first offered me the job, I tend to have the habit of jumping at something if it excites me. Like, I don't like,
that's the way to be. That's the way to be. As we, with the gyms were absolutely never a thing. And then we were just like, well, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, what we're going.
You fumble your way through for a year or two, and then things start to make sense, and you start to see trends, and you start to.
The worst that happens is that you go broke, you fail, and then you're like, oh, well, that sucks. Okay,
yeah. Do something different. So whether that's still remaining in the industry or whatever, like, I think, I mean, at the end of the day, like, it was the same conversation that we had with Jordan, and she completely changed career industries. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things that if it excites you, fucking go for it. Because obviously, when you originally told us, there was different conversations that we were having, because obviously we didn't want you to go. But I recall one of the more recent conversations that we had, and I basically said to you, like, if the desire to do your own thing is that strong, there is nothing that we can say or do that's going to change your mind. And you need to back yourself. You need to back yourself, and you need to go for it, because there's nothing. I don't want to be sitting here and having this conversation in a year's time. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to do it, just fucking go for it. Like I said, though, it's very sad and hard for us. There's been so many mixed emotions. I won't deny that there's been anger and frustration at you and whatever. But obviously with that is, like I said, sadness and joy and that sense of like being proud and respect
Forever.
and stuff. So yeah, it's just a total mixed bag of emotions, and obviously we're really looking forward to seeing how you go. Though you're not a colleague, you are still someone that we're going to continue to work alongside regardless.
So I think saying that, like, I think this is the perfect place to tell people, like, generally, like what you're doing. I guess without, I guess, to not leave people and go like, hey,
Yeah.
see you, Zach, just fuck off.
Yeah.
Type thing.
So, I mean, the direction that I'm really excited to explore is more general S&C. So trying to figure out how to get people stronger, faster, better movers, and just generally move away a little bit more from powerlifting in such a narrow focus
Niche.
into expanding my skills outside of that. Because I've realized over the last little bit, like in my head, the pinnacle of powerlifting is a local meet. Like the laughs, the fun, watching people hit PRs. To me, that's the part of powerlifting that I still want to be involved in, and still, because every time I'd go to a local meet, you just have so much fun, and that enjoyment and love for powerlifting is still there. But on top of that, not wanting to have to just say, cool, all I work with is powerlifters. So have the chance to say, if a powerlifter wants to do a month of weightlifting, I want to have the skills to be able to do that. If I can get a thrower or a sprinter or a football team, whatever the fuck, I really am excited to explore that a little bit more.
Yeah,
and not a dunker though.
Go.
Yeah, not a dunker.
Dunk, yeah.
No. Well, you can't teach dunks. I mean, can you say that you can teach? Actually, complete side topic, and but Pierce.
He sent me videos.
Yeah. He messaged me and he's like, "Oh, I reckon I'm going to dunk before Zach." And I was like, "Man, low bar." Well, he has before. It's like,
because didn't he play basketball? And
he plays basketball. He plays basketball every week. We program him. I program around his basketball.
And you got a soccer player as well. Paula is a
crazy.
Yeah, he better dunk before me then. If the kid fucking plays basketball, I'd be disappointed if he didn't.
I know.
He's a similar size.
Did he send you his play split squats?
No, he sent me his rim touches, which sounds odd saying that sentence. But...
yeah. But anyway, a bit off topic, but yeah, you can't, if Pierce beats you to it, I don't want to see a 12-week to dunk course coming out from Zach, because I'll be like, this guy's a fraud.
12 weeks to dunk. See, I don't know if there's any like PEDs to improve dunking. There surely is. I'll just put that in the program.
Well, anything that improves strength, surely.
That is fair. Get someone a bit leaner.
Oh, fun.
Okay, but yeah, that's the direction that I'm excited to head towards, and also just excited to see what the next kind of relationship between you guys is, because it'll be fun to have it a little bit more.
We're disowning you.
That's also fair. You could do that too. But I'm excited to like
100%
have conversations in that context, which are like businessy, and I don't know. I mean, I'm just generally excited to see what's around the corner, because, as I said before, like I've had some good luck trusting my gut with almost every choice I've made, so I'd be silly to ignore it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
The only other couple of things here that I have to bring up, because I feel like we hit that on the head. That's, unless you have more to say.
Yeah.
Is the future of the podcast. So obviously, like, you are the co-host of the podcast, and that won't happen anymore. So I guess, I don't know. So it won't, and I don't want it to be just me, because if it was just me locked in a room talking to myself, the podcast would be 3 hours long and nobody would want to listen to that, because it would just be rambling crap in circles.
Yeah.
I feel like you should at least do one with just you sitting there, the camera like right up on your face. See where it goes.
It wouldn't go anywhere. Like I said, it would literally go in circles. Just rambles. Yeah. So Alex has been a big part of the podcast in the past couple of months. He will be joining a little bit more consistently, but for the most part, Nexus Unloaded will become more of a whole Nexus type ordeal. So, like, you'll see episodes from Mickey, Jordan, and Kirby doing episodes on their own. Myself and Alex, obviously, myself and Josh, for all the coaches just kind of jumping in and just talking over topics.
So everyone can get to know the entire team.
And have a little bit little bit of difference
Yeah.
in the content week to week. So I
We'll
expect to
still
see
have,
a bit more variety come through the pipe.
we'll obviously still have Zac join in on from time to time, going over different things or other guests and stuff like that as well. We'll definitely keep it diverse moving forward.
Yeah, but we'll still be putting out content for the sake of just shit talk, entertainment, as well as somewhat educational. Very, very bastardized scripted version.
I think weren't you and Alex talking about doing like a music reactions segment?
That's our YouTube channel. Yeah, that's.
I'd had the music,
We're both metalheads, so
what's the music going to be on that? Just straight metal, or you got your EDM?
Nah, fuck. We couldn't
Techno.
do. Well, how would we react to EDM? It's just us raving or something. I don't know. Oh, this is pretty good. It's 128 BPM. Yeah, pretty good. I don't know. We're both metalheads, so we could do something like that. Bring out some music stuff for sure. A bit more of the things that are that we both have in common will be. Yeah, we'll be in. I have absolutely no idea what it look like, to be completely honest. But yeah, there has been talk of a few different segments, and the last thing that I have here is just to put people at bay as to like what Nexus will be doing here is like we won't be going out and looking for a replacement. So don't expect to see an advertisement of
New coach.
New coach wanted, then just listing your features. But
New coach wanted, mildly autistic. That's it. That's
Must feature below disorders.
Spelling preferred.
Spelling preferred, grammar optional.
Yeah, but there'll be no new
Can't ask
coach.
for
There'll
both.
be no replacement in that sense. But there will be some exciting changes to the brand as a whole. So some exciting new changes to our services, to our delivery, to everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, stay
The month
tuned
of
for that.
July, August, September, there'll be a lot of big changes
Definitely.
going on, which we're really excited by. And Zac misses out on. So
After I pulled
There's
the rug.
yeah.
Some good
It's all right. I
stuff
think I
coming.
deserve to miss out on the changes.
But yeah, so we're obviously, there's a lot of things going on. As we said, we are not replacing you. There's
The word irreplaceable was thrown around.
by yourself.
You specifically, yes.
But no, I actually wanted to ask you, obviously there's been many years of you working alongside us, and I kind of wanted to go down some memory lane stuff now and just bring up any key pivotal moments for you in terms of changes within the business that you were really excited by or shocked with or whatever, because there's been so many things that we've gone through over the years. And then also just some fond memories, like some key moments over the years that has played an influence into the following years that came from that. So yeah, I just wanted to ask you if there's anything in particular that kind of jumps out throughout these years together.
I guess I could split it into two halves, and it's funny that I have an answer to this so quickly. So like the first half would just be when it was just us three, and then when the full team and the trip for the first Deadlift for Dogs. I'll kind of like split it down the middle there because they're two very distinct times of my life, I guess, because I guess when I was first of you guys, having the ability to pretty much go everywhere that you went, go into the back of Pro Rolls, and that first Pro Roll that I was a part of the team is a very, very memorable one. Just being thrown out the back and just
I think that was literally
bullets.
in the first like 3 months of you
Which was
being
that?
with us.
That was very early.
I think it was Pro Raw.
What was that 9? With
it was the one where Vlad squatted the.
Oh no, that's not 9.
I think it was 10.
10.
Shallow
maybe.
competed and.
Oh, that was 9.
No, that was 9.
Yeah, that was 9 with the Lily Bridges.
Yeah. So that that was
sick.
a very clear one because I remember signing up and being like, "Fuck, this is life now," which was crazy for someone who I'd only been powerlifting for, I think I'd done one full comp. I'd done one full comp, didn't know what Pro Roll was, and then I'm like in the back next to all these massive hairy men who I'm like, I've seen you on Instagram. and Instagram was still kind of new, which
Yeah.
makes me feel old to say, but I'm not old.
That just
like
shows
that-
how young you were.
That experience in particular, I don't think I'll ever forget. And
Yeah.
then just being able to go up, and I remember in the old house where Tank and Arkin used to poop on the tiles at the back.
Yes, the stinky,
And just being able
house.
to go up there, seeing PTC Gold Coast and doing all that sort of stuff with you guys, I think they're early on some of the fondest memories, and just seeing, wow, like this is what I do for work now, which I don't take for granted now. I'm a bit more used to it now, but just being like, oh, I used to scrape scrambled eggs off dishes. Now I'm like on a plane that someone else was paid for, which the novelty of that in the beginning was so incredibly high.
Yeah. I love those.
Economy, baby.
Yeah, I'm sitting there like, oh, there's no leg room. They give me free orange juice.
Cheapest flight available.
Yeah.
It's like 6 a.m. Like,
no, those were, in all honesty, like those were moments that like have brought a lot of sadness for me personally, like over these last couple of weeks, and thinking like, fuck, like what if it was just the three of us again? You know what I mean? Like, what if it was just that timeline? Like, and we just stayed that small, close-knit little thing. I don't feel like
life wouldn't be fun.
Nah.
It wouldn't have been better, because I think part of the reason that those memories are so fond now is seeing what it's grown into. And that dynamic versus when we were all walking around, Jack was kind of drunk and we were eating ice cream, and Jack was like yelling not obscene things, but what was he yelling? He was just being general nuisance.
Yes.
Nothing in particular.
Yeah, I think he had like 2 drinks as well.
Him and Alex had a bottle of wine.
Oh, did they?
They had a bottle of wine. And like the dynamic between that and the early days is so different, but I definitely think it's progressed for the positive. And same thing as well, like it's a testament that early on I was so integral to how the business ran and how everything happened. The fact that it's now grown into something bigger than that, I think, is important.
Yeah.
And it puts perspective on those early days, because there'll always be fond memories, but now it's bigger than any one person or even just you and Will. It's a whole team. It's a collective. And I think that progression is what you always wanted. So it would be sad to think, oh, it would have been better if it stayed the same, because it wouldn't have been.
Yeah, no, I think it was just the relationship that we all, you know, like obviously when there's more people, there's like the conversations that you're having have to be, I guess, a little bit more to the point. You know what I mean? Like we still have the shit talk and the banter and stuff like that, but there's definitely still that, like, I don't have as, like, for me personally, I don't have as much time to have as much playful conversations with people as what I maybe did when it was just 3 or 4 of us, or you know, the smaller group. But I mean, I'm very proud of what we have accomplished, and I definitely don't look back and regret anything that we've done, because I think it's enabled all of us to grow in our own unique ways and see our strengths, and I guess as you said, like enable you to feel the confidence to go off and do those do this now. So yeah, like I'm like some fond memories for me personally was like looking back on you know, when we went to the Central Coast and you guys were training together out of that
Out of Matt's gym.
Yeah, out of the gym out there. And then what was it? I think it was a Sydney Cup comp as well, where it was the 3 of us together at that point. Like there was a few moments around there that are obviously really special. And then your nationals prep as well, like that, the nationals comp undefeated
national champ.
Undefeated national champion.
Still.
And I believe that was obviously the kindling of yourself and Dakota, and how that all sort of initiated around that era.
Radelaide 2019.
Yes, yeah,
the fondest year.
Having a few too many drinks, and I think you were running around the streets of Glenelg, probably causing mishap and stuff like that, whilst Will and I just went back to bed because
yeah, I very clearly remember vomiting in an alleyway at some point.
Oh, delightful.
I remember walking past nodding my head at Alex Deacon, waddling into an alleyway and vomiting.
Fucking hell.
We've got ourselves a keeper here.
That was a very fun trip.
Yes, yeah, and that was obviously, I think, Will, you handled him at that comp, and the two of you just kind of broing out and stuff was good fun. Handled Dakota. I think that was one of Dakota's biggest totals at that comp as well. She was...
It was the biggest, I'd say. It was
Yeah.
like 5 something.
Yeah, 5 something.
Yeah.
Any particular...
Remember, I had a bunch of 75 chicks at that comp.
Yes.
Keita and that were there.
Yeah. Keita's first 600 was at that comp. Is there any memories for you in particular, Will? Any moments?
No, I think you both listed a bunch of the bigger moments. For me, it was just more so. I guess I'll go like more the conversations, like I said earlier. So it's just the back and forth, having somebody to bounce ideas, good and bad, off. Trying to implement things that were, again, some successful, some not successful, some just different ideas, and I'll miss that in particular, just that bouncing of things. Not that we don't have a team of coaches that bounce ideas off now, but it's just different with the length of time. So
and you can still obviously continue to have that relationship. It'll just be different.
Yeah, different dynamics.
Different dynamics. Yeah,
for sure.
So
yeah, we'll leave it there. I feel like we could go on and just keep talking shit for ages, but I feel like this is a good place to end it on that note. And look forward to seeing what Zach's going to bring to the table. If the memes are going to keep rolling, are they not going to keep rolling? Who knows?
The memes are going to get more aggressive.
Great, Santa. We need some. No, I won't say that.
Well, now that he doesn't have the restraints of us going, "Hey, Zach, can you hold back and refrain from this?"
There's been a couple of memes that I haven't put out because I'm like, that's a bit spicy. But now they can just completely
now
ruin
it's not
my
directed
reputation.
Now they're not directed or linked to us in any capacity. Zach has free reign to do his own thing and make.
And I'm also doing some meme freelancing. If you guys want some spices to spice up the Nexus page.
Fantastic.
We'll see how that goes.
Freelance meme.
AI memes now. Surely there's an AI meme bot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's
another conversation.
So if anyone has any comments or feedback or whatever, obviously, jump on the feedback form and give us your feedback. This is where we actually open the books to negative what'd you say?
Negative feedback.
Criticism. Yes. Yeah. This is where we actually open the books to criticism now.
You are allowed to criticize Zach now.
Yes.
Yeah, completely criticize. Every criticism.
Still not allowed to criticize me.
Yeah.
I'm part of the podcast still. It's a podcast rule. And now it's a podcast, so criticize away,
criticism can flow.
We'll unleash it all. And the beauty as well is that Zach doesn't see any of these. So even if you put your name on. Yeah, we can pass it on if you would like it passed on.
Every couple of months you can just have me sit here and read out the comments.
Fan mail.
Yeah. The hate mail.
All
right. Thank you very much. We'll see you around.
The final red hot. Maybe not the final red hot. Last red hot for a while. Red hot. Thank you for listening to Nexus Unloaded. Be sure to jump on our website to find details on everything mentioned on today's podcast, plus information on our coaching, mentoring, and gym services. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at NexusPerformance.Aus for any updates on what we are currently doing. See you all in the next episode.